78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty ldbc, Lions Den basketball community in this case. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. So Kendrick Perkins and JJ Redick finally go head-to-head and have their debate on Nikola Jokic. It gets heated over on ESPN First Take. So now Kendrick Perkins' stance was that he believes Nikola Jokic, like many other NBA players, pad their stats. They know when they're a few rebounds short of having 10 rebounds. They know when they're a few assists short of having 10 assists, and so on and so forth, right? They know when they're a couple of points away from scoring 50, right? Kendrick Perkins believes that all these players know their stats when they're playing, regardless of what they say. JJ Redick took issue with that and says, no, Nikola Jokic is not that way. Nikola Jokic doesn't care about winning the MVP. Nikola Jokic doesn't care about getting triple-doubles. He cares about winning championships. Well, my argument would be, if he cares about that, why don't you care about that? Why doesn't the mainstream media care about Nikola Jokic winning championships? Because every single time I hear anybody talk about the Denver Nuggets and possibly going to the finals, people say, oh, Jokic is the MVP, but he don't have a team around him. Well, Jokic don't have the team around him. It's all these excuses that were not provided to guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo. When the Milwaukee Bucks were getting put out of the playoffs and Giannis was constantly winning MVP back-to-back years, we all saw ESPN and Fox Sports 1 shows repeatedly create a narrative that Giannis had to get it done. This year, he had to get it done. It's not fair to keep giving Giannis MVPs in the regular season and he's not getting it done in the playoffs. I specifically remember Max Kellerman saying, back when he was on First Take, I remember Max Kellerman saying, well, look, we know that the MVP is a regular season award, but come on. What they do in the postseason has to be taken into account here, right? That's like the unwritten rule, right? It's on YouTube still to this day. But people are pretending like that wasn't the standard for Giannis. Giannis didn't win the MVP that next year, but he won the NBA championship. The pressure was put on Giannis. He rose to the occasion. Salute. No problemo. What Kendrick Perkins is saying is, why is Nikola Jokic not being put under that same pressure? Why is there no expectations of excellence from Nikola Jokic, who is clearly a great player? Why is that not happening? Okay? So Kendrick Perkins also brought up the fact that that there was some type of he brought up the MVPs. He said when Steve Nash won and when Dirk Nowitzki won and Nikola Jokic won, they were not top 5 or top 10 in scoring or something to that effect. And they won. Okay? JJ Redick took issue with that. JJ Redick said, why did you stop in 1990? Because Magic won 3 times and he wasn't top 5 or top 10 in scoring. Good point by JJ Redick. All right? So I thought JJ had a good point on that instance. I thought Kendrick Perkins did a bad job in explaining his argument. He should have stuck to the points. He allowed JJ Redick to create a narrative about him. Kendrick says that 80% of the MVP voters are white Americans. He says 20% are black Americans, right? Now, JJ Redick in turn says, oh, you're saying that the white voters are racist. Kendrick Perkins should not have allowed that. He should have been more strong on his point. Because what Kendrick Perkins was actually saying is, just like in a court of law, okay, people tend to, judges, right, and people in general tend to vote for or root for who they can most relate to, if they have that option. If that option is available, you tend to go with who you can relate more to. You want to see somebody who looks like you do well. That's just human nature. It's the same with Hispanics. It's the same with black people. It's the same with white people. It's the same with everybody, right? So Kendrick Perkins should not have allowed JJ Redick to paint that narrative as if he's calling the white voters racist, because that's not what he was doing. All right? That's clearly not what he was doing. He was saying that, but basically what we saw on First Take the other day, when Stephen A. Smith put up his list of 5 guys under the most pressure to win a championship this year, Stephen A. named what? A slew of people. And Nikola Jokic was one of those people. Like clockwork, JJ Redick and Mad Dog, 2 white gentlemen on the show, had a problem with Nikola Jokic's name being up there. And everybody was like, what? How do you have a problem with this? He's a 2-time MVP. Everybody's saying he's surely to win the 3rd MVP, but you're saying he's not under no pressure to win a championship. Why is that? See, that's what got this ball rolling that nobody wants to talk about. Kendrick Perkins is saying, what is the standard for MVP? Because the goalpost continues to get moved. We don't know what the standard is anymore, right? What is the standard? You changed the rules when you didn't want to give Giannis a 3-time MVP. I saw it. We all saw it. Anybody can look it up on YouTube. Go back and look up a couple years ago. The media was angry with Giannis for choking in the playoffs. They were also angry because Giannis signed a 5-year extension with the Milwaukee Bucks and did not go team up with guys who they wanted him to team up with, and they stuck it to him. They were hard on Giannis that entire year. Keyshawn Johnson rolling his eyes when Giannis had a good game. Oh, man, I got to see what they do in the playoffs, man. I don't want to, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? It all worked out good for my Milwaukee Bucks. We won. Okay? And that's just the facts. So the narrative now, people are going around, now it's going to be, oh, if you don't think Nikola Jokic is the MVP, then you got something racial against Jokic. No. You're not going to escape that easy. You're going to have to tell me why a 2-time MVP, somebody who's averaging a triple-double, is under no pressure to win an NBA championship. All I want somebody, people are comparing this dude historically to all-time great players, talking about he's the best offensive player of all time, all kind of stuff. So why is he not under pressure to win a championship? You can say whatever you want to say about Jokic, cool, but can he win a championship? Is that too much to ask of my MVP? Can you win a championship? Oh, no, that's not fair. You're only asking him to win championships because he's white. That's not fair. It's ridiculous. I think some of you guys got a problem with Jokic being white. It's ridiculous. Jokic should be held to the same standard as everybody else. Period. Okay? Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith were also correct when they said when Russell Westbrook was averaging triple-doubles for 4 seasons, okay, he won MVP one of those years. But for 4 seasons, he averaged triple-doubles, 4 separate occasions. You had people in the media pointing out that Russ was stat padding. Pointing out Russ is stealing rebounds from Steven Adams. Right? Pointing out. I even seen videos with people pointing out that as soon as Russ passes the ball to one of his guys, they immediately shoot. They don't even dribble. They immediately shoot to try to help Russ get an assist. Right? Fine. But guess who else does that? The Denver Nuggets. Oh, yeah. Watch the Nuggets play. Right? I've seen Jokic have 23 points, 23, 22 points, somewhere around there, right? I've seen him have 8 assists, 12 rebounds. So he's 2 assists short of a triple-double. Game is tight. Game is close. Jokic, best offensive player of all time, according to some people. He could easily take this game over and win, but instead, he'll pass the ball 4 times, 4 possessions in a row. Pass. They miss, he passing again. They miss, he passing again. They miss, he passing until he gets those last 2 assists. And then he'll start scoring. Now, he's not the only person I've seen do this. I've even seen my boy Giannis do it. Right? I've seen LeBron James do it at times. I've seen Russell Westbrook do it at times. And Kendrick Perkins' point is they all do it because they all know their stats. So JJ Redick, it's ridiculous for him to say that Jokic doesn't do that. How do you know Jokic? That wasn't Jokic's mind. You only know what somebody tells you. How do you know what's in his mind? He's not worried about this. He's not worried about that. When you can watch the game and clearly see him trying to get his last couple of assists, trying to get his last couple of rebounds. He usually always has his points already, but you know what I'm saying. So if this stuff is pointed out with Russ, it's pointed out with Giannis, right? It's pointed out with everybody else. Why can't you point that out with Nikola Jokic? What we're not going to do is start protecting Nikola Jokic. Not going to happen. Hold on, Wild Blade. We're not about to start protecting this dude and acting like he's somehow off limits to criticism. He's somehow off limits to pressure, even unfair pressure. Right? I seen Kevin Durant get hit with so much unfair pressure in the years past. It's ridiculous. I remember Stephen A. Smith coming on First Take, giving it to Kevin Durant. He got to get it done. He got to get it done. I remember Stephen A. Smith coming on First Take, giving it to Russell Westbrook. Russ took the Wizards, the Washington Wizards, to the playoffs. The Wizards team that didn't make the playoffs the year prior to getting Russ. Russ goes over there, they make the playoffs. Bradley Beal has his best season offensively ever, right? I believe Bradley Beal won the scoring championship that year, or was close to it, playing alongside Russ. They had a segment on First Take that's still on YouTube where Molly asked Stephen A., I believe it was Molly, it was a female, she asked Stephen A., how impressed are you with Russ and the Wizards getting to the playoffs? Stephen A. Smith said, not impressed at all. No, I mean, we know Russell Westbrook is box office. We know what type of player he is. But he got to get it done. Where's the rings? He needs to win a championship. That's what you said. And that's fine if y'all want to hold those standards. But why can't you do it to Nikola Jokic? Why is it that every time Kendrick Perkins or anybody suggests Jokic needs to win a title with all these MVPs, it's always met with he don't have, oh, that's not fair. Oh, he's still coming up. He don't have enough help. How much help do he need? They're the number one seed in the West. So he got all this help in the regular season where they dogging everybody. But when playoff time, all of a sudden, his team ain't good enough. Stop it, bro. Stop. I'm not going to go with that. So anyway, I know some people going to disagree. You like Jokic, so whatever I'm saying is going over your head, and you're not paying attention to nothing I'm saying. You're just going wah. Because, oh, no, man, they hate no Jokic. Can he win a championship, please? If he wins, cool. Everything he did is legitimized. Right? If he even gets to the finals, I'll legitimize it. But to say he under no pressure is not fair to all the people that are under pressure to win championships. It's just not fair, in my opinion. 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC. I'm up out of here, though. Smash that like button, y'all. Deuces.